Exodus 20, verse 1. And God spake all these words, saying, God is the one speaking. Go down to verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. 2 points there. God blessed the day. When was the blessing ever taken off of the day? You can't find one place in this book where the blessing was ever taken off, because it wasn't. And also make note of the word remember in verse 8. God spake this commandment. He spoke the 10 commandments. He spake this one as well. He wrote it with his finger in the tablets of stone and had the 10 commandments placed in the Ark of the Covenant. And yet many false preachers today want to place the 10 commandments in a shredder. We know from Isaiah 66, verse 23, that all mankind will be keeping the Sabbath in the future. So God spoke it, wrote it with his finger, had them put the 10 commandments in the Ark of the Covenant, but now we're supposed to believe that Christ came so that we could now break it, even though we'll be keeping it again in the future. It makes no sense. Paul spoke against using works of the law to earn your righteousness, to earn your salvation. You can't. We are saved by grace through faith. And that's not necessarily a new concept if you go read Genesis 15, verse 6. So we aren't saved by the works of the law. By the law is the knowledge of sin, but we're not saved by our obedience. We are saved by grace through faith. But that doesn't mean we can covet, we can commit adultery, we can murder. Paul said in 1 Corinthians 7, verse 19, circumcision is nothing and uncircumcision is nothing, but keeping the commandments of God is what matters. So, God himself wrote it with his finger, spoke it, and had it placed in the Ark of the Covenant. We know that all mankind will be keeping it in the future, according to Isaiah 66, verse 23. When was the blessing ever taken off of the day? It wasn't. Peace all.